Well, hello. How are you doing today? This is Anna Stropnik coming to you live from Fort Lauderdale. Let's see, who do we have on watching today? We're going to be talking about gut health. So anyone here having gut issues or being sick, having like constipations, like different issues like IBS, it's becoming, or gluten sensitivity, it's becoming more and more of an issue. More people I talk to, and we're going to be covering the reasons why this is happening and how you can help to improve your gut health. So I'm really excited to talk to you about that, as I'm learning about it more and more every day myself too. So I have a question for you. So, are you one of many people that does have any sort of gut problems? If you are, or if you know somebody, this is going to be a great video for you. You're going to be learning some healthy tips and how you can improve your digestion and the way you absorb nutrients, and also how to manage your weight through nutrition. So that's what we're going to be talking about. If this is the first time you're ever watching any of my videos, my name is Anna Stropnik. I help people get healthy, live longer, with less pain, more energy, and better sleep. And I also help them reach their time and financial freedom. So we often hear that gut is really our second brain. So why is that? Why do we say that? Because it's really where the root of most diseases, and it's where the healing starts as well. So number two cause of weight gain is actually malnutrition. So we all know what the first cause is. It's really like not having enough exercise and overeating. But the second biggest cause is actually not absorbing. Hey guys, nice to see you. It's not absorbing all the nutrients when we have a bad gut. So what is causing this? So the poor diet. And what do I mean by that? It's basically a processed foods. So we're not taking in enough nutrients that our body needs. Now the problem that we have as well with our nowadays diets is that our soil has been spoiled and overused. So our produce is not actually as healthy as it used to be. So there's not like the nutritional value, doesn't matter if it's organic or not, is less than it used to be. So somebody who like when your grandmother ate an orange, it's like equivalent to like 9 oranges that we eat now. So that's how like our food is lacking of proper nutrition. And on top of that, if we are not giving ourselves real foods, you're really going to be messing up and making your body starving for all these nutritional things that it needs. So that's often we find that we are losing weight when we cut down on calories, but because our body is lacking so much of that nutrition, we gain it back, and really quickly we gain more than we lost originally. So what the root cause is, it's that malnutrition. And in order for us to lose weight and to manage weight, is to actually restore our gut health. So another things that are causing, so we said processed foods, so that is something that I would definitely try to cut out. Fast foods, of course, anything that is high in preservatives, also bad fats and sugars. So you basically end up with bad absorption, and you end up acidic, and then you feel tired and sick as well. So it can, like if you ever notice that people who have lots of like stomach issues and digestion problems, they will often feel tired. Another thing that will also be linked to that is depression. So when we're not feeling well, when we're feeling tired and fatigued and sleepy all the time, it leads for us to become depressed as well. So let's talk about some tips on how to eat, basically, to improve our gut. So remove all the processed foods, eat lots of green vegetables, eat live foods such as sprouts, which contain enzymes. So they have also beneficial bacteria. So these are your sprouts are really like your natural enzymes that you can take from food. So another thing is limit sugars, because they will feed bacteria in your diet. Also increase your fiber, so that will help your digestion of foods. Also eliminate foods that aggravate gut. So the main things that do that are your dairy, gluten, MSG, so just some of the main ones. And also chew your foods properly. So there's nothing worse when we eat really fast and on the go, that the food doesn't get absorbed in properly. So let's talk about antibiotics and medications in general. So this can all be pretty bad for your gut health as well, especially if you're taking antibiotics more than like once a year. So what will happen is we have an infection of some sort and we take antibiotic for it. So antibiotic actually kills bacteria, but it's not selective. It is going to kill and destroy all the good bacteria that you have in your gut, that you have in your system, in your stomach and in your intestines, that are supposed to be there, that are good. So when that happens, when you destroy that bacteria, what can happen as well is you can have overgrowth of candida, and that is really hard to get rid of as well. So what we need to do is, as soon as we finish antibiotics, we should be taking probiotics. I know of a really good probiotic, but you can also try to do this with food, and we will cover that as well. So what are then another thing that I didn't know this when I was reading about it. It's the oral contraceptive pills. They deprive our body from certain nutrients as well, especially if we've been on them for a very long time, and usually women nowadays are. So it depletes our body from B12, folic acids, and zinc levels, and it also kills good bacteria. So if you think about these three, the vitamin B12, folic acid, and zinc, when you are trying to get pregnant, those are three things, especially like zinc and folic acid, that every doctor is going to recommend to take a supplement of. So with oral contraceptives, you're not only like messing up with the hormone levels, you're also destroying those nutrients that you will need. So no wonder why when women decide to get pregnant after being on contraceptives for too long, they're first having issues even getting pregnant, but also like lots of fertility doctors will suggest a detox just to clean our body and to balance out the hormones. So let's talk about another thing, alcohol. So alcohol will also kill off the good bacteria, because alcohol in your system will turn into sugar, so it will also increase acidity and increase inflammation in our body. And then obsession with cleanliness. So if you're using sanitizers, hand sanitizers too much, you will actually become immune to like bacteria, and you will collect more than if you were not using them. So just like regular, washing your hands with soap and water, but don't overuse those sanitizers. So just like with anything else, we have good and bad bacteria everywhere. Like anything we touch, as soon as we touch something with our hands, as soon as we wash our hands, and like 2 minutes later, you're full of like all the germs back on your hands. So just like over sanitizing is not like really dealing with that issue too much, but it can cause more harm than good. Then also, when we have diets that are low in fermented foods, so we often think that that only like dairy will actually help give us cultures, good bacteria, so like kefir and yogurts, but there's also like other things that you can do, like fermented foods. So if you are sensitive to dairy, there's other ways that you can get those good bacteria in and regulate your gut. So some of them are like sauerkraut, then kombucha, miso. Also there are yogurts that are made from coconut and almond milk, so that's just something to look at as well. But if you do take dairy, what I would suggest when it comes to yogurts is definitely to do, I mean, they're all pasteurized, so lots of the cultures will be destroyed, but I would definitely avoid like all the flavored ones, because you either will have like tons of sugar added to it, especially like in the baby yogurts. There's so much sugar in those yogurts, and then if it's not that, then it's going to be artificial sugar, which is even worse. So I would just, like, if I buy a yogurt, which I don't like do too much, I will always get plain with no flavors, and I will also get the regular fats, so like as little processed as possible, because when you buy like fat-free, you're doing additional chemical process to take the fat out. So that's what I would do. And then also stress. So when we are under stress, it's basically a lack of supply of blood supply to our digestive system. So when we don't have blood supply, we are not putting in the nutrients the way they where they need to go. So reducing stress is another really important factor when it comes to good gut health. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, but if you do have any additional questions on how like unhealthy gut can affect your weight gain and how to deal with that, I would be more than happy to help you. You can personal message me and I would love to chat. And thank you all for watching today. I will see you again tomorrow.